Sting, Adam Copeland, Darby Allin versus Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. Overall, this was a fun match, and it did what it had to do. So the bad guys, they were beating down on Darby Allin. Luchasaurus, he looked really impressive. He chokeslammed Darby Allin to the outside of the ring. And I tell you, man, Darby Allin, this guy takes so much punishment. And when he hits you, when he does a dive, it's impactful. So, we had the usual, Darby Allin spots. Everyone was able to really shine in this ring. And Christian Cage, he just did a great job just playing a heel and just being a coward and, running away from Edge. So, I enjoyed that. And also Ric Flair, he got involved. He did some chops to Christian Cage, and then Christian Cage gave him a low blow. So I thought that was kind of funny, but I was kind of worried. I'm like, hold on, why is Ric Flair getting physical? So pretty much the ending, Christian Cage ran out. He left his team, and he left the ring, and Sting hit his splash, Edge hit a spear, and Darby Allin hit the coffin drop for the win. So that's it, And they were teasing us a little with, not Sting, but with Edge and Christian, but they're gonna of course save that for a later date to have, they're gonna have a one-on-one match. So I thought that was fun. And then we had Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. This match was, I was not a fan of this match. Pretty much, there was biting that was going on. Moxley, of course, you're going to see blood. It was just a lot of what in the world's going on. I remember when Moxley was biting Orange Cassidy on the top turnbuckle. My friend was like, "What is going on?" My friend Eric, he's like, "I hate this. This is ridiculous." So it was just kind of funny. But the ending of this match, Moxley hit the exposed turnbuckle, and then Orange Cassidy hit him with the punch, and Moxley did not sell. It didn't phase Moxley, and I believe Orange Cassidy hit him a couple of other times, and eventually he hit him with I think it's called the Beach Breaker or Beach Break, I don't know, and he pinned him. So that match was not my type of match. Was not, like I said, I wasn't really crazy about it. And then we had Shida versus Toni Storm. This match, I wasn't really feeling it. I feel like it was just a sloppy match. And Shida, I don't know what she had on. It was like she had like 3 different outfits on. And she just looked ridiculous. But Toni Storm won. She had some kind of like, I don't know if it was a pan or, I'm not really sure what she had. But she put the pan or dish in her trunks. And she hit Shida with the what is that called? The hip attack, and that was the match. And Toni Storm, I think that they made the right call by having her win. Then also, before the Full Gear even started, the pre-show, MJF and Samoa Joe, they defeated the Guns, and then the Guns after that they attacked MJF. They injured his whatever it was, his leg or ankle. And he went to the hospital, and then Tony Schiavone came out saying, MJF may have to forfeit his title, and if he's not able to compete tonight, if he's not able to compete tonight, Jay White will be the new champion. I thought that was stupid. This injury angle, I wasn't a fan of it. I thought it was just pointless. And of course, Adam Cole came out. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna fight for MJF. He's not gonna lose his title. Even though I'm injured, I'm still going to take on Jay White." I wasn't feeling it. And then we had the ladder match. So that was, who was in that match? It was Big Bill, Ricky Starks, FTR, Roosh and his partner, I don't know his name, in the House of Black. So there was a lot of stuff that was going on in this match, some crazy dives. And I'll tell you, Dax has never looked phony to me before. But that ladder spot, where he put the ladder on top of his head or around his head or whatever and was just swinging it, that looked so phony. FTR has never looked phony to me before, but that was just, to me, I thought that was just horrible. It was really horrible. And then Cash, he hit a power driver on the ladder. I thought, man, that was a brutal spot. Ricky Starks, he looked really good. Like I said, it was just some crazy, some crazy spots. Roosh, he kicked Big Bill. He had the ladder in front of Big Bill, and he did a drop kick. So I said, okay, that was pretty cool. Just a lot of crazy things that these guys did, and some of these spots they did not look safe to me. And it was one spot that kind of scared the hell out of me. It was with what's his name, Brody King, and he slammed. I think it was Roosh's partner, and it was like I don't know if it was like a tombstone. I forget exactly what he did, whatever he did, but he picked him up, and then he was walking on the ladder, and he slammed him. That looked scary as hell. And some of the stuff that they did in this, at Full Gear just did not look safe to me. It's like, AEW, what in the hell are you doing? Like, I love wrestling, and hey, I want, like, the whole thing to me, like, wrestling is an art. You want to make it look real, but we don't want anyone to get hurt, or we don't. I don't want there to be any, like, safety concerns or the potential of someone getting hurt, because some of the spots were just kind of ridiculous to me. And then Cash, he almost, he did a big splash to Brody King, and he almost lost his balance. So I'm like, they just went all out. I did enjoy this ladder match. It was actually a fun match, but some of the spots were a little too crazy. But anyway, Big Bill and Ricky Starks, they ended up winning the match, which was the right call. And then we had the triple threat match for the TBS Championship. Julia Hart, Skye Blue, and Kris Statlander. This right here, this was my favorite match. These women, they put in the time and they put in the work, and they just look, the timing and everything. There's some spots that that didn't go as well, but overall it's like just maybe two. This match was just incredible. It was a great match. I really enjoyed it. Everyone looked good. At first, Julia Hart and Skye were double teaming Kris Statlander, trying to take out the powerhouse. One point, Julia Hart, she hit moonsault. Kris Statlander hit a moonsault to the outside of the ring. Skye Blue went for the cold blue. Kris Statlander kicked out, and Kris Statlander hit Julia Hart and Skye Blue with a few German suplexes, and then it looked like Statlander had to win. She hit her finisher on Skye Blue. Julia rushed in and was able to pin Skye for the win. And Julia Hart's the new TBS champion. And what's so amazing is that Julia Hart, when she started with AEW, she was a cheerleader. And that she went from being a cheerleader to being with the House of Black to being the TBS champion. And I would say, man, she has improved so much in the ring, and just a lot of credit to her, to Skye Blue, and to Kris Statlander. Kris Statlander, man, she looked like a beast in that ring, and she looked like a powerhouse. And when I was watching this match, I was thinking, like, man, I would love to see Rhea versus Kris Statlander. I think Kris Statlander is probably the best female wrestler. I would say maybe one of the best wrestlers in AEW. She's just to me so damn good. But Julia Hart won. I did not think that Julia Hart was going to win, but she's been on the rise, and they have been pushing her. So let's see what they're going to do. But I thought that was the best match. They did an outstanding job. And then also we found out that Will Ospreay is the new, he's the newest member to the AEW roster. So that's pretty cool. I like Will Ospreay. Now I'll tell you, I did not think he was going to be the surprise. I didn't think it was going to be him that was going to be the wrestler to sign a new contract with AEW. I thought it was going to. I don't know who I thought it was going to be. I was thinking, okay, I don't know. I was like, is it going to be Goldberg? Or is it going to be, I don't know, someone from WWE that was just released? So that was just interesting. And then we had the Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks. There was a lot that was going on this match. But anyway, Kenny Omega, he hit his finisher. on one of the Bucks for the win. So that match, hey, it was all right. Swerve versus Adam Page. This match was crazy. It was just insane and just chaotic. There was a lot that was going on in this match, and some of the spots did not look safe to me. And I think it's just kind of crazy. And like I said before, these guys, they have to, slow it down and just remember less is more. You're doing all these impactful moves, and then the person's getting right back up or getting back up in a few seconds. So it doesn't, it takes out, like, okay, so what do you have to do to win a match? You have to do 200 moves, 200 tombstones, 200 choke slams to win a match. So it was just really chaotic. And I did see online a lot of people enjoyed this match, and then I did see that some people were not a fan. I was not crazy about this match. I felt like it was just, at times, it was just hard to watch. At one point, at the beginning of this match, Adam Page, he had a staple gun. And it just, like, that spot with him stapling Swerve, I was getting like kind of like, it was annoying to me. I was like, why? Stop doing that. I don't want to see this. And then I don't want kids to think that this is okay to do that, that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think that was just kind of stupid. And they both were bleeding. I mean, these guys, they worked their ass off, but it was just too much going on. The table spot, they had, I don't know, just craziness. They broke tables. They had barbed wire. They did a spot where Swerve hit a power driver on the, I guess, like near the outside of the ring. The safety rail or whatever it's called. I'm not really sure what it's called, but I was like, man, that looked brutal. So these guys really went at it, and it was just a lot of craziness. Brian Cage ended up getting involved. And then also that spot, what is his name? Prince Nana. That spot that he took when Adam Page slammed him, I forget, Deadeye. I tell you, I was like, holy shit. And then pretty much towards the end of this match, Swerve, he put a chain around Adam Page's neck, and then he tied it around the ring post. And that was the match. Swerve won. He was able to, take out Page. I actually wanted Swerve to win, but I didn't think he was going to win because of everything that Swerve has done. Breaking into Adam Page's house, saying crazy stuff to his baby. I don't know, man. It was just crazy. This was not, I don't know. I felt like it was just ridiculous. And the thing about it, these guys, they just do too much, and less is more. You don't have to do all this. And I know people have said, oh, Ric Flair did this back in the day, Dusty Rhodes and so. Yes, they did lead, but they didn't do all this craziness, all this stuff that's unsafe. Someone is going to get hurt. And people have been injured. People have been injured already. But if they keep on wrestling like this, like we had AEW Dynamite, that street fight that they had, like a dragon, that match was just insane. And then we had the ladder match. It was a little, they had some crazy spots. And then now this match, they need to tone it down. Someone's really going to get hurt, and there needs to be, restrictions, because this shit is just, to me, it's just crazy. And someone's safety is more important than anything else. So, wow, man, it was a crazy match. And Swerve is good. And I just feel like I want Swerve to shine, but he needs to tone it down too. Just even like with some of his matches, he could be such, like an incredible wrestler, but he does like all this extra stuff in the ring. And when he gets in there with someone that's, I don't know, like, when I love Darby Allin, like Darby Allin or someone that's another high flyer, he does all this crazy stuff. But when you see him in the ring with, Bryan Danielson, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, then you get to see him really shine. And then we had Jay White versus MJF. And at first, what's his name? Jay White came out to the ring, and then Adam Cole came out. I may have the order wrong. I'm not really sure. And then we hear the sirens. We hear, our boy MJF is coming back, driving back to the arena. Hopping down to the ring. And this match right here, like, I was almost like falling asleep, so I was just like really tired because I think it was close to 12. It was close to 12, and so anyway, Jay White was working on MJF's. He was working on MJF's leg, and at one point there was a lot of biting. MJF, he bit Jay White. Moxley bit someone, and I think someone else in the ladder match bit someone. It was like, what the hell is this? So much biting. MJF slammed Jay White through the announcer's table. He hit a elbow drop from the top turnbuckle to the outside of the ring. I was like, golly, man. And then also MJF hit a cutter to Jay he was like, I guess Jay White was on the ring apron, and MJF charged and hit a cutter. So I was like, golly, man, that's just crazy. So anyway, the finish of this match, MJF hit a low blow, and then he hit Jay White with the diamond ring. So I was like, hey, that was that. I might have to watch this match again because, like I said, I was tired, but I thought it was an all right match. And of course, before that happened, of course, the guns were out there, and the ref said, hey, you guys got to go. You guys are interfering. So it was, it was an all right match. And overall, this pay-per-view, it was an all right pay-per-view. But the pay-per-views just sometimes, like I said before in my previous video, they just seem to drag and drag. It's just tone it down a little and just remember less is more. So let's see what's going to happen, after this. Should be interesting.